Y'all here? I'm here in the garage. I'm gonna be in this motherfucker till y'all know my coverage in this motherfucker ain't shit no more. So as soon as my phone starts skipping, I'm gonna need y'all to be like, hey, the motherfucking signal is skipping, so I can go somewhere where it's better coverage. What up, y'all? Yeah, we here. We here. We here. We got 4 people up in this bitch. Yeah, what's up, Tori and Rain? What's up, Hood News? Jeff Smith. Welcome, 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 welcome. As I finish rolling this blunt. Let's see him sit that down. We sit that down. Come on in here, come on in here, come on in here, come on in here. I ain't got a little space in this motherfucker now. My fat I was filling this jacket up a few months ago. Down goddamn 25 pounds in 2 months, 3 months. Come on up in here. What's up, 225 girl? We're gonna talk about, are we our own worst enemy? That's what LeBron James seemed to think. Get your candles at lightthemood.com for Jayla's candles. Weed Smoke 22 is a discount code, 40% off. Them good smelling ass candles. Get that shit now. So from Birmingham, I got a civil rights motherfucker in here. Like, see, being from LA, every time somebody tell me they from Birmingham, like automatically assume y'all go to school in civil rights suits and like penny loafers. Like it's just we grew up on TV. We be like, LA nigga, we be thinking everybody from Birmingham wear like a single breasted suit and that little thin tie, and they talk like the good Reverend Martin Luther King. Like I never knew Birmingham. Like as a kid, I didn't think Birmingham would have a hood. Like how can anywhere Dr. Martin Luther King graced have a bad side of town? Like it's no way Birmingham, Montgomery, Alabama, motherfucking anywhere Dr. King went, I'll be thinking, all right, yeah, them niggas don't even drink. They ain't got no guns. Niggas unovercome. He said, look at the first 48. Okay, two motherfucking shades. I know better now. I know better now. I'm talking about when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was thinking, man, if you from Birmingham, man, like as a kid, I thought niggas from like Montgomery, Alabama, and Birmingham. I thought all you niggas knew all the Bible scriptures. Shit, I used to think niggas from Birmingham, them niggas knew Malachi. Like the only niggas who can quote a scripture from Numbers and Leviticus is niggas from Birmingham. Yeah. Well, I'm in here now. Y'all see me when y'all let me know when it get choppy. Cause when it get choppy, I'm gonna have to go up where it's better cell phone coverage. Because my cell phone coverage in my garage ain't shit. But it's holding up for right now. It's holding up for right now. Let's see what y'all talking about here. Wichita, Kansas. This nigga from Wichita, Kansas. Nigga, did you get swept up in a tornado? I always assume niggas from Wichita, Kansas click their heels twice to get home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Click, click, click. Niggas from Wichita, Kansas. You niggas would be somewhere in Kenya. Huh? You niggas would be in Argentina and just click your heels twice and be right back in Kansas. Nah, I ain't. This one I just got a refill today. I got, what is this called? What is this one called? This is called peanut butter brittle. You see this here? Well, I got some peanut butter brittle right here. Y'all see that? Mmm. Mmm. I got some of that. Y'all see that? And we're going to get to talk about LeBron James. Need a few more of y'all to come up in here. And then I also got some, what's this here? Piss cookies. I like the biscotti cookies. Y'all see that? Mmm. Got an ounce of each. That was today's refill. That was today's refill. An ounce of each. And of course, I'm not on these today, but I'm going to be on these shrooms sometime next week. Got these shrooms too. This is penis envy. Penis envy shrooms, boy. Woo! Those motherfuckers get your visuals right. You be seeing all kind of sparks. You be seeing all kind of sparks fly with that penis envy mushrooms. You be seeing all kind of. But anyway, we talking about LeBron James. Oh shit! I done dropped the nugget. I can't be losing no goddamn weed. That looks beautiful. That's from Frosty shit right there, ain't it? Frosty, 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 frosty. Well, anyway, we got to talk about this. Are we our own worst enemy? Let's break this down. Are we our own? Why ain't the lighter goddamn working? There you go. Are we our own worst enemy? I don't like the way that lit. It's not lit either. Let me light that shit up a little better. Get the other side of it. There we go. Let it boing evenly. Now it's boiling evenly. Are we our own worst enemy? That's the question. You said I was fried on Hotepish the other day? Yes, I was. I was zooted. I was fucked up. Oh, yeah. I was fried, dyed, but not laid to the side. Anyway, are we our own worst enemy? Let's break this down 360 degrees. First, let me lay the foundation. Why am I talking about this? What's the point of us having today's conversation? Let's do that. All right. So, the murder of our brother by those police officers. I just drew a blank to his name. Chat room, put the brother's name in the chat. I'm zooted. Uh, put the name of the brother in the chat room. Rest in peace. First of all, Tyre, yeah, Tyre Nichols. Rest in peace. First of all, rest in peace. Because we always want to start with respect to the victim and the subject at hand. So, out of respect, rest in peace, Tyre Nichols. As we salute Miles Davis and Dizzy Gillespie and Billie Holiday. And my accurate ass shooting range. So we're gonna first say rest in peace to the victims. That's the family and our primary victim. And then we got to get to the police officers. No, I did not watch the video. I will not watch the video. I will never watch the video. Because I'm not down for trauma porn. The brother's dead. And to be sitting there rewatching how he died, if that's your get down, then that's your get down. I'm not going to criticize you or judge you. But if you tag me in that shit, I'm blocking your punk ass. Gotta guard your psychic. Gotta guard your spirit. Guard your eyes. Guard your ears. Guard. That's the man. We gotta guard our eyes and our ears, man. Got to, because there's a lot of shit out there that's meant to really get our minds fucked up, you know. And when you fall for the bullshit, it can really mess your head up. So, you know, you want to make sure that you be intelligent with this stuff and really, really, really just watch what you watch. Watch what you listen to. Watch what you allow in your mind, because you got to ask yourself, why do they only show video when black people die? Got the incense burner. Why do they only show the videos when black people die? Again, let me know if my video gets choppy, because in my garage here, at some point, this shit gonna get choppy, and I'm gonna have to get up out of here. The reason why they do that with black people is to remind you and to keep you stoked with fear. White people they were lynching white people still in the 18 while cameras were around. There are photos there are photos existing of white folks getting lynched. Do you see them? White folks burned other white people at the stake. Hell, they started that shit on themselves. Do you see them? We could even go to, like, there was remember that video back in the summer? There was a white cop that was like, you got in a fight with a black man, and the black woman pulled her gun out and killed the white cop. You see the whole video, but when it comes to the point of her pulling her gun out and clacking on him, you're not going to find that video. Go look it up. When the black woman defending her boyfriend's honor, click, clack, get back, you didn't see the video. When them black people were beating ass in Atlanta, remember back in 2020, that white boy had them swords, and he had that sword out, and then he chasing that group of black kids, black young folks, and them black youngsters commenced to whooping his ass and bending him into a pretzel. You can see that video the first 2 days, but they don't have that. You can't look at that video no more. There's video of a white boy last year that got barricaded himself in a home, was shooting at the police officers. The police dumped and unloaded a whole armory worth of shells into that motherfucker's house. They have audio of the incident, but do you see video? Why? Because the lie has to be told every day to reinforce itself. And what's the lie? The lie is we're these criminals, and we're these people that's not worth a life and living. So you got to normalize us and our death constantly. The way to dehumanize the people is to normalize the death of the people. Black death has to be normal. Whether a white person kills them, black person kills them, whether they're killed by hell. They was mad at Harambe for not killing that black kid, so they got bad at that black kid's motherfucking dad, who wasn't even at the damn zoo in Ohio. Y'all remember Harambe, the gorilla? When that kid fell in, shit, they was mad that Harambe got put down. They thought the kid should have been gone. They don't. The whole point is to normalize our death. That's the point. To normalize our death. Black and death being a word association. So you put visuals of us all the time getting killed, whether it be photos of lynching, the photo of Emmett Till. I don't ever put up that picture of Emmett Till. For what? He's gone. I don't put them photos of lynchings up, the beatings, none of that. Because it's menticide. Menticide. So they play the video of our brother getting killed by the black officers. And us real niggas, black folks, the rank and file black people, we know that's nothing out of the normal. Ice Cube said on death certificate back in 1991 that the black officers be the worst, trying to prove his worth to the white man. Hell, go back and watch Boys in the Hood. Remember that scene in Boys in the Hood when they were in front of Angela's funeral home on Crenshaw on 39th? When the black officers are the one that pulled the gun out? You think you tough, huh? Remember that? He was like, I ought to kill you, nigga. The greatest parody to that was on Don't Be a Menace. Y'all remember on Don't Be a Menace when the Wayans brothers got a parody of that scene? When it was like, you black. I don't like you. I don't like my gums because they black. Look at that. Nigga that. Don't Be a Menace to the Wayans brothers. Salute. Y'all niggas got them good with that. But yeah, Rip Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac killed that scene, man. I don't like Arsenio Hall's lips because they black. Oh yeah, I don't like the back of Forrest Whitaker's neck. I hate black pepper. Nigga, that scene was hilarious. But the reason why that scene worked in both Boys in the Hood and in Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood is because we all know that the black officer is the worst one. We all know that. They ain't, and I'm not saying all black officers, but too many. I know black officers. I know some black police officers who've told me that, when they started, they thought one thing and they were hella aggressive towards black people, and then as they were on the force for a while, they kind of got to see what was what, and they changed their tune. I met black officers, like one of my homeboys who's a police officer. I gotta call him up. I gotta call my homeboy D up. Usually we link up every January. You know how niggas is when niggas get grown, start having families. You can't kick it with your boys the way you used to. One of my police officer friends, I usually see him around, usually in January. I gotta hit him up. But he was the kind of officer. He joined the police force because he needed a job and he wanted his wife to work, and he wanted a place of employment that could pay him enough to where his wife didn't have to work and she could take care of the children, and he didn't have to work that hard. So when he got into the LAPD, the first thing he did was go into internal affairs, investigating other cops, and then he went into being a detective assistant. Like he was only on the force for like 5 years, so he couldn't be a detective. And then when my boy D he didn't get onto the streets to patrol until he had been a cop for like 7 years. He was trying to do everything he could do to not. And then once he got on the streets, he became a ticket officer and just write tickets. Because he's like, man, I'm not about to help these crackers fuck black people up, but but it's good money for not that much work, and that's why he did it. So I know black cops that did it that way too. They'll pull black people over and give them a warning and give them other folks the tickets. So I'm not saying all black officers are bad. I know too many good ones. But even the good ones that I know, those be the first ones to tell me about them asshole nigga cops. To tell you the truth, the first people to tell me about them asshole nigga cops is the good cops. They don't like these niggas because they make the block hot for everybody. What's up, Beatzilla? Good seeing you up in here, motherfucker. But so that is an issue. The black officers. So we know that as black people. Same thing with the Mexicans. Like my Mexican homies, they be the first ones to talk about the Mexican cops. Because the Mexican cops do that. The Mexican cops be fucking Mexicans up. They do. I ain't gonna lie. Like the banditos and all the internal sheriff gangs, like the banditos is in East LA. Niggas ain't in East LA. So the banditos, like internal sheriff gang, they're in a division that black people don't go to East LA. We don't know. We ain't got no friends over there. We don't shop in East LA. We don't do shit in East LA. The only thing you may do in East LA as a black person is if a nigga may have like a little Mexican chick that he whoopty whamming and booty bamping. What's up, Chill Will? Appreciate that. But and even niggas who won't be whipping and boopy bamping the Mexican chicks, usually it's like a Hawthorne Mexican chick or an Inglewood Mexican chick. Niggas usually ain't even fucking around with the East LA Mexican chicks. So them banditos, internal sheriff, they be fucking up Mexicans. For real, for real. They be whooping their ass. Like, or if, not Mexicans, just the little Latin American intercultural beat. So you'll have the Mexican officers fucking up the El Salvadorians, and then you'll get an El Salvadorian officer fucking up the Guatemalans. You know what I mean? They be doing all kind of shit. Everybody do what they do to prove to white people they own the team. The niggas fuck up niggas. Why? To prove to the white people that they own the team. The Mexicans fuck up the Mexicans to prove to the white people they own the team. The Asians fuck up the Asians to prove to the white people they own the team. And yes, the Asians do fuck up the Asians. All you got to do, where that Monterey Park shooting happened, it's a lot of Asian officers, sheriff officers. As a matter of fact, before he went to jail because he was corrupt, Paul Tanaka was the undersheriff. I don't know if he ended up going to jail. I think he went to jail, but he definitely got convicted. Tanaka, the undersheriff, was a Asian dude, one of the most corrupt motherfuckers in the department. Was an Asian. And when you get over into the city of industry, Monterey Park, where that shooting happened last week, that's all Asian, and it's Asian sheriff officers over there. And then when them Asian triads and them Asian gang members get in issues because they do have Asian gangs out here, them Asian officers be the first ones to fuck them up. This is what it is. In the system of white supremacy, everybody wants to prove they're on the team of white supremacy, no matter their skin color. Oh yeah, Tanaka got 15 years. Yeah, thanks for that, Kurt. So remember that everybody wants to prove to white supremacy that they're on the team of white supremacy, especially the black people, especially the Mexicans, especially the Asians. Like they always say, it ain't no gangster more dangerous than a fake gangster. The real gangster know how to be chill. So Big Pontiac, the real gangster knows how to, you know, let some things pass and not fuck up the big money and not get big time over some little shit. It's the fake gangster that want to come out of nowhere busting, trying to prove to everybody that he down. It's the fake gangster you got to look out for. It's the fake white supremacists you really got to look out for. Who's the leader of the Proud Boys? A Latin American motherfucker, Asian motherfucker. All these all white groups got Andy Nwango, Asian. Uh, All these motherfuckers be Latin Americans and Asians and shit. They be the ones leading these white supremacist organizations. So that's the America we're in. That's the America we live in. That's the world we live in, right? So LeBron James, in all of his wisdom, what's up, Miss Porsche? I ain't seen you in a minute. I'll be coming on too late for Miss Porsche. Miss Porsche be modding from the replays. But so in come LeBron James, the same LeBron James that needed more time when it was Tamir Rice. You know, the same LeBron James who, you know, people been getting shot by the LAPD this year, right? He said nothing about that. Now LeBron James done good last month when he said that when he all the media bringing up Jerry Jones, and it's crazy because y'all know me, I be critical of LeBron, I be talking all kind of shit, but I also give him his credit when it's due. I was just on the phone with Larry this morning. Larry Goodwell, y'all know Larry. He be in the chat. He ain't in the chat now. I think he got a show right now out in Houston. I think Larry on stage right now. But I was just on the phone with Larry this morning, and I was saying, you know what? Now I didn't see what Jason Whitlock said. I kind of minimized my Whitlock intake. I can't take him or that hairpiece serious. But I was just saying how LeBron James, for the most part, been quiet since the Jerry Jones thing. Since he said what he said about Jerry Jones, LeBron James, for the most part, has been, he hasn't been saying anything. The media ain't really been asking him anything political. He's been talking about the game or whatever. Oh, speaking of that, I know I'll be fucking around. I'll be forgetting to show y'all this. It's all fucked up. First of all, pledge allegiance to the funk of Funkadelic. Make sure you pledge allegiance to the funk. But y'all know I got this signed picture from Ray Charles right before he died. Look at that. I've been forgetting to show them this. Ray Charles signed this picture like a week before he died. I'll be forgetting to show y'all that. But we must always pledge allegiance to the funk. You dig? I got the flag. Got the flag. But so LeBron James is somebody who I was just giving credit to for just kind of just shutting the fuck up. Because it is sometimes it's okay to just shut up and dribble, you know? Especially if you ain't got nothing smart to say. So you know how it is with people like LeBron James, these mainstream people. He said what he said, about, he chastised the media about the whole Jerry Jones situation. So you knew it was only a matter of time before he said something or did something to try to get back in their good graces. Because for people like that, white approval means more than black realness. You know? So LeBron James said what he said, and he came out today on Twitter. And I think this is his chance to get back in good with Massa. Y'all can pull the tweet up, it's on the thumbnail. He spells it wrong, by the way. He says, we are our own worst WORSE enemy. I think you meant WORST. But whatever. Excuse the details. LeBron James tweets, "We are our own worst enemy." To niggas who think like that, how do you ignore Brett Favre before you say something like that? How do you ignore Thomas Jefferson before you say something like that? How do you ignore Ronald Reagan before you say something like that? People, Governor George Wallace. How do you ignore people like King Leopold? How do you skip past J. Edgar Hoover? How do you skip past Henry Kissinger? And how do you skip past your local police chief? How do you skip past the people, the local city planner that designed the ghetto? That area where your parents grew up wasn't a ghetto 60 years ago. You ignore all that. And because a few coons that work for the system of white supremacy do what white supremacy hired them to do, now all of a sudden we are our own worst enemy. For real, nigga. I don't that don't compute. I got a question to people like that. Why is it always we when a black person is losing or down bad, but me or he or she when it's something good? We ain't about to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the highest, most points scored in an NBA career. LeBron James is. He, not we. We aren't great. Even though black people represent 80% of the NBA and football and we've invented so much in this country, although we've done these great things, we aren't geniuses. We aren't the great musicians. No, 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 no. Jay-Z gets to be the greatest musician. Beyonce gets to be the greatest singer. Um, Jimi Hendrix gets to be the. It's never a we collective thing with the dope shit that we do, create, invent, innovate, that the world replicates. It's never we. It's never we always coming up with the dope dances that everybody want to imitate. It's never we coming up with the inventions that they want to steal. It's never we are the culture that the world wants to emulate. But it always seems to be we need to do better. When one fucks up, it's always we are our worst enemy when a handful of degenerates act like degenerates. I always say this. See, this is to help you conscious brothers and sisters out. I used to get mad, and sometimes I still do because I ain't perfect. But I used to get really mad when people would talk like this. It would really bother me, you know? it would really bother me when people would talk like this. It doesn't bother me anymore. You want to know why? Not because not because I'm on the path of the Bodhisattva and I've reached the point of Zen Buddhism. Not because of that. Not because of Jesus or Allah or whoever the Hebrew Israelites' homie name is. Salute to y'all. Not because of none of that. It's because I realize it's one thing that's true. When you listen to people talk, they tell you a reflection of how they feel about themselves. Everything is a projection of self. So people who love self, love community, project self-love and community love. People who have an altered perception of self and a low perception of community, that's what they project. So if your perception of community is of a low standard, you're going to attract and see that. You're not going to see the greatness. You're not going to see what's dope because that's not what you feel on the inside about your cultural identity. We all have a self identity and we all have a cultural identity. Self esteem and cultural esteem. It's possible to have low self esteem, high self esteem and low cultural esteem. It's most likely if you have a low cultural esteem that you'll have a low self esteem. But in every case, when you have a high cultural esteem, you guarantee to have a high self esteem. Because your cultural esteem bleeds into your self esteem. And I ain't talking about people being able to uh, quote to Hootie and Malcolm X, the biography. I ain't talking about that's fake. I ain't talking about that surface level shit. Niggas wearing dashikis and changing their name to Hotep No Pork Chops. That's fake. Now I'm not saying it's always fake. Sometimes it's real too, but I'm talking about true internal self love. We can all sometimes get fooled by people's projections. All right, talking about true internal self love of people and self of culture. You're going to have a high perception of self. So when you're around people, and if this is you, this isn't to judge you or say you're wrong and say you're this and that or bad. This is an offering of a different point of view. That if this message strikes a chord with you, it can help you start the path of changing yourself. Because, like Michael Jackson said, if you want to make the world a better place, you got to take a look at yourself and make that change. Michael Jackson told us that. So if the black world that you live in, is we are our own worst enemy, we do this to ourselves, that means you have an altered perception of self. Yeah, rest in peace, Teddy Ray. A nigga used to live right upstairs, right there where you see my car parked. That should be Teddy Ray's spot, but that nigga drove Uber, so I mean he used to ride Uber. He didn't have a car, so I'm parking in that motherfucker. Even though I could have kept it because I do run the building, I do let my tenants all of them get a parking spot. So, but since Teddy didn't have a car, I'm parking in that motherfucker. I'm gonna let my wife park in mine. I always understand that. Quick segue. If you run a business, if you run something, Make sure that you live the examples you want. You want the people that are under you to fly by and go by. Same thing if you run a family. Make sure you live the example you want your energy to run. Yes, I do run this building, but I like things done decently in order. So I'm decent and I'm in order. And that makes my properties and everything that I run is run decent and in order because I start with myself. You can't be a ratchet wanting the world around you to change and be good. So I'm not judging ratchets. It's okay to be ratchets. Understand if you're a ratchet, you're gonna attract ratchet motherfuckers. Because decent people don't kick it with ratchets. So if you want to start kicking it with, if you want to start kicking it with decent people, you got to first start being decent. And if you want me to respond with funny jokes, you must first say a funny joke. If your joke ain't funny, I'm just going to ignore it. Anyway, you start with yourself. So if you're around people, if the world you see is tainted, if the world you see is full of haters, guess who the primary hater in the room is? Yes. So the people that are talking like LeBron James saying that we are our own worst enemy, ask yourself, who is we? And why are you grouping yourself in that group? And here's why you have to ask that question, because logic means balancing on both sides. Logic is my eye is math. In math, if you want an equation to work, one side has to equal the other. Logic. So let's ask some logical questions. Why is it that it can be me when I do something great? Remember when LeBron James was asked if he's the greatest player of all time, and he said that when I beat the Golden State Warriors in 2016, it made me realize that I'm probably the greatest player of all time. He didn't acknowledge Kyrie Irving in that statement, even though Kyrie, was really the reason why he won Game 7, biggest shot of all time in team history. Didn't acknowledge Tristan Thompson's rebounding and his defense on Steph Curry when the pick and roll was switched. Didn't acknowledge nobody. It was me. But when Jay-Z does something great, it's he. This is how LeBron James talks. When he shows his appreciation for Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and their greatness, it's he. When he's talking about himself, it's me. But when something bad happens, it's we. If it were not for Kyrie Irving, it would be no Game 7. If it not for J.R. Smith, it would have been no Game 7. Do you remember in Game 6 when J.R. Smith hit 6, 7 3-pointers? Did you forget that? Cats always want to just isolate what LeBron did. No. When the games was tight, every time, and look at that Game 7, every time Cleveland went on a run, Golden State went on a run, it was Kyrie Irving that was stopping, that was hitting the big shots to stop their runs. Yeah, Kevin Love's going off. Basketball is a game of momentum, and you win games when you can stop the other team's momentum swings. Kyrie Irving was always the player that stopped the other team's momentum swings. LeBron James usually disappeared when the other team was going to run. Yeah, the stats look good, but if the other team goes on a 13-0 run instead of a 6-0 run, you lose the game. Kyrie was the run buster, but you got to really understand basketball to know that. You got to have more than a surface level knowledge of basketball to understand the need and the ability to bust runs. So, but we're not talking about basketball right now. We're talking about the situation overall, LeBron James. And because I'm using LeBron James as an example to the overall consciousness to a lot of black people. It's a lot of black people out there watching me right now that think the same way. Or you have a friend that think the same way. Or or you used to think the same way. We've all evolved. There are a lot of us people listening right now who don't think that way no more. But there was a time that he used to think that way. Hey, boom, we're not talking basketball. You're not ready for that conversation. People always say somebody averaged a triple double. So what? So did Russell Westbrook. Did he win? You don't play basketball for numbers. You're not. If basketball was a game, the first team to 120 points wins, then yes, all of those stats matter. But that's not what it's about. It's a team with more points than the other team. So that means you can win by padding stats, or you can win by playing good fucking defense. You don't need a triple double if you can stop the other team. You don't need 40 points if you know how to make timely shots to stop the other team's runs. You don't need 40 points to win. You probably only need 27 if you know how to be strategic on when you score. But we're not talking basketball right now. That'd be too deep. No disrespect, but when I talk basketball, y'all got to be ready for me. Y'all novices ain't ready for me to talk basketball. I talk about this shit scientifically. Because when I coach basketball, I use it to save kids' life, not just some stupid ass sport. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. Back to what we're talking about. We're talking about the people with the mindset of we are our own worst enemy. Because it's starting to get, man, what's up, Mama Zeke? I ain't seen you in a minute. Good seeing you. It's cold in LA. Shit, it's cold. God damn. And if I close my garage, I'm really going to lose my cell phone coverage. Y'all can hear me good? It's cold. Shit. Anyway, can y'all still hear me? The earbuds? I mean, Air Maxes? Anyway, and let me know if it starts breaking up, because like I said, I've been in my garage for a minute and they ain't start breaking up yet, so we good. Um, but anyway, okay, cool. Hey, what's up, Herb? Is that Herb in it? Hey, is that leadership Herb? Hey man, y'all say what's up to Herb A. Malone the second up in the chat. That's my nigga right there. Town business. Herb. Herb used to coach basketball with me. He know how I get down. Herb we coached on the same AAU team for a while. But Herb was pushing them triple goals. He an Oakland nigga. This nigga Herb was coaching with me with nigga pushing triple gold Dayton's to the games. What's up, Herb? I ain't seen my nigga in a minute. Yeah, it's 50 degrees and I'm cold. You're right. NY said it, man, you right. You choose to live in that frozen ass tundra called New York. And I ain't no badge of honor to be able to handle 20-degree weather. That's your bad. Shit. I choose to live in LA, nigga. I live in paradise. This shit ain't cheap to live here. I run this business. What I pay to stay in this apartment, goddamn it, most of you motherfuckers pay to stay in good neighborhoods, in houses, in 4-bedroom houses. I do that shit because I have good fucking weather. Yep, I do not. I'm from LA, born and raised, fourth generation. I'm not ashamed, nigga. When it get below 60, when it gets below 55 degrees, bird, bitch, bird. It's cold, and I do not apologize. I'm a LA nigga. I got tropical blood. I got Mediterranean blood in me, nigga. Anyway, back to what we talking about. We talking about these black folks that we our own worst enemy ass kind of niggas. That's what we talking about. These we our own worst enemy ass niggas. Here's the reason why I don't get mad at them like I used to. It's because it shows how low they view themselves and their culture and the people around them. And it shows no matter how much money you have, you're still a victim of white supremacy in his mind. White ice is colder. You could be apolitical, non-political when a black person gets killed by white people. But the minute a black person gets killed by black people, we are our own worst enemy. See, LeBron James represents the majority. Those of you listening to me, those of you who understand deeper, you are the minority. We are the minority. We're the few. We're the few. LeBron James and his mindset of we need to do better, we are our own worst enemy, that's the majority. That's 80% of black people. That's most of us. He represents the majority, which peers into the mind why you see how we are where we are. Oh, Stay Fly. Why'd you even bring up that movie, Stay Fly? Stay Fly, by now, I'm over here talking to you niggas about being calm and not being angry. Now I'm about to get pissed off because Stay Fly brought up that LeBron James remake of House Party. Now I'm over here trying to talk to you niggas about your moment of zen and your moment of peace. Now I'm about to goddamn flip a lid. Man, Stay Fly, man, I'm over here trying to talk to you niggas about being calm. Now you about to see me cuss. Yeah, nah, we got issues for about 5 minutes. You gonna be cool in about 5 minutes, but right now I ain't fucking with you. How the fuck this nigga gonna How the fuck do you remake House Party? And I don't want to do. I got some friends that are in that movie. My homeboy Chinedu, he a Nigerian brother. I love Chinedu. He in that movie. Jamar Neighbors, he a Foundation of Black American from Compton. He in that movie. I got a few friends in that movie. But how do you? This is the reason why that shouldn't even been named House Party. Because when I saw the previews, in the previews, it was something like they were having a house, like they got access to LeBron James's house. That right there doesn't make it house party. That alone, the fact that you're partying in a superstar's house, it's no longer a house party. They ain't call it his house party. That nigga's house's party. But the essence of the real house party, the essence of that movie was a coming of age story. Teenagers doing some foul shit at mama's house while mama's gone on vacation and daddy. While mama and daddy's gone, as a young adult, as a teenager, we all, if you grew up with your parents in your house and your parents went on vacations, went to the, because when your parents went on vacation, you may not have had a house party in your house, but somebody's friend, when they mama went out of town, that's the house you would go smoke your weed at for the weekend or for the night. If it wasn't a full on house party, that's where you go when you was a teenager to drink like you grown. It was always something at the homie's house whose mama was out of town or whose parents was out of town. That was the essence of house party. It was a coming of age story. Whether you a boy or girl, you've been to those parties when mama and daddy are gone. So when you're putting it in that context and moving it to fucking Beverly Hills, and you've already stolen the essence of the movie. Yeah, Rip Robin Harris. Robin Harris is still one of my all-time favorites. He's the reason why I even got into comedy. Rip AJ Johnson. I used to run across AJ Johnson shit weekly on this comedy grind when he got out of jail. I used to run across AJ Johnson weekly. J Spot, Family Room. Rest in peace, AJ Johnson and Bernie Mac. Um, but yeah, that whole thing, and then just LeBron, why you gotta put your face in it, nigga? Just produce the movie, make your money. What the fuck is you in it? It's not. It's something else. It's called. This is a house party. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, Robin Harris is still a movie. You know, I got a weight problem. Can't wait to eat. Give me some of that Dick Gregory over there. Remember when in the credits at the end of House Party when Robin Harris was whooping kids' ass? There's another reason why it's gonna be whack. It ain't gonna be no ass whooping going on. Remember at the end when he was like, he said, "I cowboy whoop your ass." Yeah, LeBron James fucked up. Well, Space Jam was already fucked up. The first, I ain't like the first Space Jam. The first Space Jam wasn't shit. Yeah, full force. They definitely goats. I like putting mullein with my weed. Mullein, it takes that heavy hit away, so you ain't coughing that hard. It takes that heavy. I'm not a doctor, but it's time for some more weed. My blunt went out 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. That means it's time to roll something new. You dig? Mix both of them. Anyway, yeah, mullein is good for breathing. Make mullein tea. If you have a smoker's cough, drink that mullein tea. If you get like chest congestion, drink some mullein tea. And I put mullein in my weed, so it take away that heavy hit. I don't like that. And every time you see me going like hitting, like coughing real hard when I smoke my weed, because I ain't got no mullein up in there. Now I still make cough because sometimes you still hit it real hard and you just cough. I'm not saying you're not gonna cough. You will cough still sometimes smoking your weed, but it won't be like that heavy hit. Nah, mullein takes all that away. Blueberry today, hemp wraps, pure hemp. Now what y'all talking about in the chat room? What y'all talking about in the chat room? Hell yeah, Cali weed is the best. But that's what we talking about here tonight. We talking about so to the people out there that be like, we are our own worst enemy. Speak for yourself. And for those of you out there who, know that there's something using my own business cards. Um, these are billionaire. The brand name, see, order my hip wraps by the box on Amazon. You see, I just threw away one box. Just got a new shipment of another box. Anytime I get down to one box, that means it's time to buy two more boxes. Never get below one box of hemp wraps. Thou weed smoker rule number 22. Thou shall never thou shall stop looking for needing a blunt when it's time to smoke some weed. Always have your blunts ready. Hell, I got papers in this bitch too. I will show. I got like a whole bunch. But anyway, that's what we talking about. We talking about knowing and loving yourself because we our own worst enemy. That talk gotta go. LeBron James, you don't speak for us. Yeah, like I said before, just on the same show, just last month, I did a show complimenting LeBron James and how he called out the media. And what did I say then? Go back to what I said just a month ago on this very channel. Go back to what I said. I said LeBron James. I said when he did that good move, I said this is a good move for now. I said LeBron James is going to go back to speaking up for them folks because there was some of y'all in the chat room. Y'all, it was people in the chat room. I couldn't believe what I was reading. Some of y'all were like, "I think LeBron James is making a change. I think LeBron James may be coming around." And what did I say? That nigga is not coming around. Let's take this as in stride. It was cool. He said what he said about Jerry Jones, but he still gets his money from them folks, and I'm sure he likes his money. LeBron James is not on our team. He's on their team because they pay him. Did he sign a $200 million deal with you or with Nike? Yeah, you may buy Nike, but say you boycotted Nike today. Say, okay, every black person is gonna come together and boycott Nike, and we will never buy another Nike again. Say we do that. LeBron James still gets his $200 million from Nike. So who's he loyal to? That contract is signed, sealed, and delivered, whether he sells another shoe or not. See how that works? Oh, look, why did I just roll this? And I already got this. I got a blunt sitting already in front of me, and I just rolled another one. It ain't because of the shrooms. I didn't take any shrooms. I'm taking these hoes next week. Oh, I'm taking these next week. I saw somebody ask me, "Am I going to Tariq's grand opening of his museum?" I would love to, but no. And you know why? Because I got my own show that night, bitch. The link is in the description. February 25th, live at the Comedy Chateau. I'm doing my show live. The same thing that I'm doing right now, it's going to be comedy mixed with my podcast. The same thing I'm doing right now, I'm going to be on stage and I'm going to be interacting with y'all in private. Because I talk, on this show, I talk off the top of my head. That's the thing I'm doing on stage. I'm going to be talking off the top of my head. Y'all going to throw some topics out there and talk, and we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to make it funny. That's how my show is going to be, February 25th at the Comedy Chateau. So if you're in LA, Southern California, 10 p.m., February 25th, half the tickets are already sold out. We're a month away, and I already sold half the tickets. But, and I ain't really been talking about it much. So buy your tickets now. I'm gonna be mixing comedy in with my show and just improvising. We're gonna be talking about shit. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. Shit, something may happen 2 hours before that show, and y'all want to talk about it. Whatever y'all want to talk about is what we're gonna talk about in that show. And then I'm gonna bring comics up. Slink Johnson's gonna perform. Y'all know Black Jesus? Slink Johnson, he's gonna perform. Kamira White gonna perform. I know y'all know who Kamira White is. She funny as fuck. All that digital on these hoes. She gonna perform. And Larry Goodwell, bitch ass, gonna perform. And Larry's gonna be the one holding the mic. So when I'm interacting with y'all, Larry gonna be the one on the mic. So he gonna be the one to so it's gonna be a real family show. So y'all want y'all tickets. It's me, Slink Johnson, Kamira White, and Larry Goodwell. Somebody said I'm already high. Yes, I am already high. And guess what? I'm about to get higher. So get your tickets right now. And the link for the show is in the description. Mods, if you're in there, you can copy the link from the description and put it here in the chat. I already, it's only like it's not a huge venue, but I already sold half the tickets already sold, and we're a month away. So get your tickets now because half the tickets are already sold out. And I'm not gonna do the show on shrooms. My parents are gonna be there, so I'm not gonna do the show on shrooms. My mommy and my daddy gonna be there. Now I might be on some. I'll be on this, but no, my mommy and my daddy are gonna be there, so I'm not gonna be on shrooms that night. My mom and my dad, I love them so much. Y'all gonna see me gloating like my mom, my dad, and my sister, and I think my brother gonna come too. My mom, my dad, my sister, and my brother gonna be there. My whole family gonna be there. I got some celebrity friends. I'm not name dropping though. That's why I'm not telling you what celebs told me they coming because it's not about the celebs. Them niggas ain't performing. I am. It's my show. You know, a lot of times people want to throw like celebs. Man, this celeb gonna be there, and that celeb gonna be there. That's why you need to be there. No, if you fucking with me, you need to be there. If it's about the celebs, keep your ass at home because I'm selling this bitch out. I don't want you there. I need somebody. I need some people that's coming to have a good time. If it's about the celebs, stay home. They don't even want to talk to you. It's about me and Kamira White and Larry Goodwell and Slink Johnson. Oh, ashy knuckle ass. That nigga Slink is the ashiest nigga I know. Y'all gonna get to see this. Y'all come to the show. Y'all gonna get to see how ashy Black Jesus is. Oh my God, that's an ashy ass nigga right there. That motherfucker. When the sand ran low, Slink Johnson went to the beach and clapped, and the sand came back. When that nigga Slink snaps his fingers, he creates break dust. Y'all gonna get to see how ashy Black Jesus is. Well, so we're talking about that, man. But now, question they Slink is not going. I've been telling Slink about them ashy ass knuckles for 10 years. I've been still thinking about that ash for a long time. I don't think Slink knows how to spell the name Jergens. Well, and the few times I have seen Slink ash put some lotion on, the ash came right back within 46 minutes. His skin is just predisposed to ash. You can give this nigga Slink Lubriderm, Eucerin, Jergens, and nigga, the ash will be back. I guarantee you within 46 minutes. Not 47 minutes, 46. It's just gonna reappear like, ooh. That nigga, the cracks between his knuckles gonna look like this jacket. 46 minutes. That nigga get ashy after baby oil. That's how you know he an ashy ass nigga. Anyway, I digress. But this is what we gonna be doing at the live show. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be clowning the fuck out of Slink at the show. And Slink gonna give me, he got jokes, so Slink gonna murder my ass. Larry, Larry gonna murder me. I don't joke with Kamir. I don't go back and forth with Kamir. I don't really go back and forth with women. Kamir is just fucking funny. If y'all never seen Kamir White on stage, I don't know what the hell wrong with you. Kamir to me is the funniest woman. Kamir is next level funny. Like Kamir should be on TV. Like Kamir should have like 3 HBO specials by now. Kamir is so fucking funny. But anyway, we talking about we our own worst enemy, ass niggas. No need to get mad at them. Just recognize. But also understand this. That level of self-hate, it's something that if you have it in your heart, in your system, and most of us either do or we had at one point, if you're that person that thinks like that, I'm not here to chastise you and say, there's something wrong with you. There is something wrong with you. Just like there's something wrong with me. That's white supremacy. The same white supremacy that influences those police officers to beat another black man is the same white supremacy that's telling you we are our own worst enemy. Because in a way, you're right. And here is how we are our own worst enemy. Here's how. People like you, LeBron James. Yes, you are our own worst enemy in a lot of ways. People like Stephen A. Smith. People like Emmanuel Acho. I talked about him yesterday. All these media people. Appreciate that, Star. Take a link. All these media people and athletes and entertainers who benefit from their blackness through that skill set that blackness offers them. But when the greater good of black society really needs either their voice, sometimes needs their silence. When we need their voice, they don't speak up, or they say something that's going to affirm the position of the dominant society. And when we need their silence, like in situations like this, they say something stupid. People like you, LeBron James, Stephen A. Smith, Jamil Hill, y'all strengthen the system of white supremacy. Because yes, at times you'll say some things that sound good when it's pro-black. Sounds good. Doesn't do anything to change the structure. But when we really need y'all to just shut the fuck up, you say something to reinforce the structure. What do we gain by saying we're our own worst enemy? Who does that help? What solutions does it offer black people? Just say you're saying that because you're pro-black. Okay, you say we are our worst enemy. You spell it wrong. How does that help black people? What? I'm gonna ask the same question I asked yesterday on my show. What? Or when I had no Tuesday when I was on talking to Sarah. When I said what tangible thing does that type mindset offer to help us change our situation? And just ignore the people that are talking about some most hated. This conversation is, you know, Some people never learned to swim. Couldn't catch the rhythm of the stroke. So these waters are a little too deep. They think we're talking about basketball. If you think we're talking about basketball, these waters might be a little bit too deep for you. Go back to the beach and watch the show. 2/3 of the NBA didn't have no daddy. The fuck you talking about, nigga? Kevin Durant didn't have no daddy, but he knew how to his no daddy knew how to just shut the fuck up. Fuck you talking about? But that's my fault. I can't let these people who can't swim bring us all back to the beach. Let's keep swimming, all right? Because again, if you think this is about basketball, go back to the beach. People like LeBron James, people like Jamil Hill, D.L. Hewley, these people help perpetuate the system. And what they do is they mask their support of the system in pro-blackness. Bomani Jones, Shannon Sharp. They mask their support of the system in saying something that black people want to hear every now and again. But when it's time to deal blows to the system, the system's on the ropes. It's time to really needle down Brett Favre. It's time to really hone in on Brett Favre. Stay there. There. Or they'll say, what Brett Favre did was wrong. But they won't say anything about punishment. They'll never say Brett Favre needs to go to prison. They'll say Brett Favre was wrong, and that's why someone like Jamel Hill said that, and that's an example of white supremacy. And ooh, Brett Favre is wrong, but what can we do? They won't say anything about punishing Brett Favre. They won't connect Brett Favre to the greater ills of white society. So they'll say something empty. But when it comes time to deal a blow to the system, they come back and say, we just need to come together. Or they don't say nothing at all. They don't connect Joe Rogan to the greater ills of white society and say, see, this is white America's worst enemy. White men like Dana White that can't control themselves and they're beating their women on camera. That's what's wrong with white supremacy and white society. They don't say that. I'm looking. Y'all see my reserve dishwasher. I mean my Kirkland for my clothes and my niggas. That coronavirus made niggas start stacking up on shit like liquid detergent and Clorox wipes. Nigga, that's pandemic stock right there. I'm just looking. Y'all see the pandemic stock back there. Yeah, Dana White. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Well, anyway, They don't say anything when it comes to that. But when the black society's on the ropes, they're very punched down. We need to do better. We are our own worst enemy. You know, it becomes that talk. They help perpetuate the system. Because as long as the major voices for black society are spinning our ills back onto us, that gives the dominant society plausible deniability. And this is what you have to understand about white supremacy and how America works. America works and white supremacy works on plausible deniability. Walk with me as I walk to the front and I'm about to disappear into the dark. Because I'm really high right now and this light's fucking bothering me. So I'm about to sit on my porch where it's dark and y'all ain't gonna see my face no more, but you'll hear my fucking wonderful voice and the occasional cough cough. Oh, hold on. I need my lighter though, just in case this blunt go out. I need that lighter. I need that lighter. There we go. Need that lighter. Need that lighter. I'm about to disappear into the dark. Look at this dumb nigga still thinking we talking about basketball. Again, I'm not talking basketball. Because that's the conversation y'all ain't ready to have with me either. Because you'll get to talking about stats, and I'll just ask you simply, okay, where's the short corner, and how do you use it to bust open a 2-3 defense? You can't answer that question because you don't know shit about basketball. So we ain't talking about basketball. Because if I tell you, okay, if we talk basketball, you throw some numbers at me, and I say, okay, if we're dealing with a player like, say, Trey Young versus Lonzo Ball, and you have a screen coming up on, they're running high screen and roll. How do you negotiate the screen? Do you go over, under, or do you fight through? And why? And I need you to tell me why and make your why in accordance with the other player's skill set. 99% of you niggas that talk stats can't answer that question. So I don't talk basketball on y'all. Back to what we're talking about. Thank you, Josh Norris. Chad Wheeler. Chad Wheeler beat the dog shit out of a black woman. Did LeBron James come out and say, see, that's why they are our worst enemy? He got to beat that black woman and the media didn't say nothing about it. It's never the group when it comes to them. That's the coon identification. You know, when they say, let's, back in the old days on TV, let's pause for this station identification. That's how you identify coon. What do they say when they on the wall? B. Paulie, you said, tell us the answer. Tell us the answer to what, B. Paulie? How? No, I'm not going to tell y'all the answer. No, I'm not. So, okay, I'll give you one answer, B. Paulie. What's up, Deep Impressions? If you're playing the ball, if you're playing against, say, Trey Young, and they're running high screen and roll, you want to fight through the screen.
or go over. You don't want to go under because if you go under, Lil DeBarge is going to pull back and shoot a three. If you go over the screen, he's going to get through it. But if you have a mobile center enough, maybe that center can play in the mid. But if the center plays in the middle, he's going to throw the lob over to what's his name, to Capella, or he's going to pull up for the teardrop. So you're best when you're playing against someone like a Trey Young to fight through the screen. Because if you go over, he's going to beat you low. If you go under, he's going to shoot the shot over you. So you're best going through the screen and hoping that you draw a foul against the defender. All right, that's the answer. Okay, you good? You good, B Polly? Versus if you're playing and you're going against Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball, even though he's an improved, even though he's injured now, but he improved his 3-point shot. Lonzo Ball gets his game from creating that space. So if you go under the screen and force him out for a long 3-pointer, he's more likely to be hesitant and think twice. Versus if you go under the screen, Lonzo's going to get into the paint and he's going to make a play for his teammates. So that's the strategy on how you would guard one versus the other. But it also depends on who the wing player is and their shooting ability, and who the center is and their ability to catch a lob and play in open space. All that goes into account when you're talking about basketball. That's why if a player has a triple double or not doesn't mean anything. Because you don't. Jason Kidd used to win basketball games scoring 13 points. And he'd be the most dominant player on the court that game. But these dumb niggas that only look at stats will never understand that. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. We're talking about sports, not sports. We're talking about identifying and how these we need to do better niggas are and how they get down and why we shouldn't listen to them. See, they can say it's always we when it comes to us doing something bad, but never we when we do something good. It's never, okay, man, Kendrick Lamar is a great rapper. Man, we some bad motherfuckers. You know, it's never that. It's never, you know, Steph Curry is a cold motherfucker or LeBron James. Me, myself, I'm LeBron James. I'm a bad motherfucker in basketball. We some cold people. Me, LeBron James, my names keeps the stock price of multiple Fortune 500 companies relevant. Where's the we then, LeBron? Because it's your blackness that gives you the ability to play for 20 years, run faster than God, and jump higher than Jesus. It's your blackness that affords you the ability to have these skills. Where is the we with that? Because that truly is a we. Because I guarantee you, if you was born in Bangladesh, no disrespect to the Bangladeshians, but if you was an Anglo-Saxon, if you were a Frank, if you were a descendant of the Visigoths, you wouldn't be able to run like the wind and jump like God. You can run like the wind and jump like God because you got that melanin popping. Where is the we? But you got a bunch of coon cops who, when I started this show, I talked about how those of us who really know what it's about, you expect half these cops, and we know about the black cop being the worst one. We know about that. It's like the Mexican cop is the worst one towards the Mexicans. You're gonna be the worst towards your own race because everybody's trying to prove to the white people that they on the same team, including you, LeBron James. See, that's the thing. That's the cold part about this system that we're in and what we're going through and what we're talking about. Everybody's trying to prove the same point. Everybody's trying to prove to the white supremacists that they're on the team. That's what we're dealing with. That's the fact, Jack. Everybody is going their own way and proving to White Daddy that he's on the team. So, what those police officers did and what LeBron James did vary by degree. There's an extreme variance. I'm not going to sit here and act like what he did is nearly anywhere what they did. What they did was the most extreme on the continuum. But that's another thing. That's why I talk the way I talk. Again, I speak to the intelligent, not to the stupid. And I offer a new mode of thinking or a different mode of thinking to the intelligent who are willing to listen. And the mode of thinking I offer is I see things as a continuum. See, most people see things as either or, black or white. I don't see things that way. Is there black? Is there white? Yes. But there is a continuum. If you think I'm lying, go right now in your phone, if you have the Canva app, or go to your iPhoto app and go to the color bar. On one end of the spectrum is white. On the other end of the spectrum is black, right? And in between white and black are the rest of the colors. And the 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 color of red versus the color, what's next to the color when you go to the color in your phone? I'll give you guys a real life example. When you go to your computer and you go to the color tab, what is that next to the number? You have a number and a small circle that indicates degree. So the color of your picture varies by degree. That's how life works. Things that happen in life are on a continuum. Black and white aren't just two things. There's a full rainbow of colors in between black and white. This isn't Dwan just talking because I'm on my second blunt. This isn't blunt high talk. If you think I'm bullshitting, just go to your fucking computer and verify what I'm saying. Look at white, look at black, and see that there's a whole a degree of colors in the middle with degrees. Why am I saying this? White supremacy is a system that abuses us to varying degrees. It's not just one form of abuse. The whole murder, police brutality, that is the most extreme form of abuse. That's all the way on the other end of the spectrum where white is. White. White is the exact opposite black. Everything starts with the black. Humanity starts in the black. That's why I'm not afraid of the word black. People are like, I don't use the word black. You know what black means? Like, whose definition are you using? You're using the definition of the people who corrupt every fucking thing that's good. These are the same people that told us nature's bad, take our medicine instead. You gonna listen to their definition, you fucking idiot? Black is where everything grows from. Every color comes out of the black. What color is the soil when you wet it, nigga? Black. That's where all your plants come from. All your fruit come from the black. Babies come from the black. That whole inside the mother is black. Everything comes out of the black. So black is, when I say black is beautiful, that ain't no goddamn cliche. That's the truth. Because black is the source of life. And if you understand things from a naturalistic point of view, not because of what some white person defined as black, just open your goddamn eyes. It's nighttime right now. Look outside. That's the black. The majority of the universe is black with specks of light that we call stars. As I look up at Sirius, Sirius kind of looks like it's dunking. It kind of looks like he got the ball in his hand and is getting ready to dunk on Orion. Like the belt of Orion looks like the rim and Sirius. Because if you look at the constellation Sirius is in, it kind of look like a nigga is jumping with that Michael Jordan lean and getting ready to dunk on a nigga. Y'all ever noticed that? And then you got Beetlejuice, 682 light years away. The Sirius belt, 1300. Anyway, that's me. That's me getting on my astronomy nerd shit. I'm sorry, yeah. I go on tangents. I love looking at the sky. I love astronomy. I've always been an astronomy nerd. Got the Gemini right there, the Pleiades. Anyway, that's what I was talking about. What was I talking about? I lost my goddamn train of thought looking at the sky. See, I love looking at the stars, man. That's why I've been looking at the stars like that, because I be losing my train of thought. Over here looking, you got the Pleiades right there. What was I saying? Somebody in the chat room, remind me. Mars is next. What was I saying? Mars is beautiful right now. I fucking love the sky when it's clear. What was I saying, chat room? Shit, I lost my train of thought. Yeah. Well, anyway, we was talking about the dark. What's up, Rod Trouble? We was talking about the dark. Everything is dark. This is dark. The specks of light. So who got you to believe dark is bad? Ask yourself that question. If you believe it's the same person that got you to believe black is bad, the same person that got those 5 police officers to kill another black person, because I'm just asking us to use our own logic. I'm speaking in verbal algebra. I'm speaking in verbal algebra right now. One side has to equal the other. Pay attention. It's verbal algebra. It's verbal geometry. Everything got to come back to 360 in geometry, right? It could be a circle, it could be a trapezoid, it could be a rhombus, a hexagon, pentagon. As long as it come back to 360, right? Because 360 is whole. If it's not 360, it ain't whole. Anything less than a full line at 180 degrees is a line fragment. Lines go to infinity and circle, and anything whole has to come back to 360, not 359, 360, right? That's why I talk the way I talk. I try to give you guys a holistic point of view. It's just a point of view. Other people got point of views too. I ain't always right. And it's gonna be certain things in my point of view that you guys don't understand. Just like there's gonna be other people who have things from a different point of view that I won't understand. I don't fight with other people. That's for idiots. But let's use our own logic. Everything that sustains life comes from black. From every color we see to our thoughts come from the black. Our grass, black soil. Our fruit trees come from black. Our plants come from the black. Who told you black was bad? Who told you that? Who told you that? The same person that told those police officers it's cool to beat this black man to death? The same person that convinced Lebron James that we are our own worst enemy? Who told you that? When the sun settles down below the horizon and the sky turns black, who told you that was bad? Does it make logical sense for black to be bad? If so much life comes from black, how do you rationalize black being bad? That's the question. If the source of life comes from the black, why is it light cannot escape a black hole? Black is the most powerful voice in the universe. The melanin. That color. And yes, colors have energy. I already know how to read cards. The next thing I'm going to learn how to read, I'm going to learn how to read colors. Because you can read color too. I'm going to learn color magic. I'm going to learn that shit. Same way I learn cards. I know color musically. Why do you think they called it the blues? Go look up the energy of what blue represents. They called it the blues for a reason. The music has color to it. Blue. Melancholy. Sad. So I'm talking about it from that point of view. Because LeBron James is a victim. People say, Dwan, LeBron James, he's a billionaire. And some people think he's the greatest player of all time. What do you mean he's a victim? Again, we're talking about degrees. He's a victim to varying degrees, just like those police officers are victims. The same way the person that they beat is a victim. They're all victims to varying degrees. See, LeBron James was raised to believe that blackness isn't good enough. That's why he vibrates with the message, we're our own worst enemy. The black people that vibrate with that cliche vibrate with it because their inner belief, no matter what they say, they believe we aren't good enough. We aren't enough. They believe that. So that's why they say we. They connect to that. That's why they use the word we. If they didn't connect in it, they wouldn't say we. They didn't connect to it. They wouldn't say we. They say we because they connect to it. And the reason why they connect to it because that's what society has trained black people to believe about ourselves. How do you get a powerful group of people who invent things like crazy, they entertain like crazy? Every time I put them on camera, the world loves them. How do you keep getting that group of people to keep giving me that resource, to keep signing contracts with me? And how do you get them to accept these personality clauses we put in these contracts that force you to not say the things that you really want to say and sometimes make you say things that you don't want to say? How do you keep these people signing these kind of deals and basically giving up their rights? Okay, they get to play. How do you get these people to make it seem as if playing in this NBA is a privilege, knowing good and hell well this NBA wouldn't be shit without LeBron James, Steph Curry, and these niggas? How do you get them to sign over their rights and sign these deals that give a salary cap to the player but not the owner? Why does LeBron James? Y'all know, I think personally LeBron James is one of the most overrated players of all time. But with him being hella overrated, it's a lot of these weird ass niggas that love him and they spend a lot of money to see him play. LeBron James is money. LeBron James he raises the value of organizations. Well, not the Lakers. He kind of fucking up the Lakers' value. But everywhere else he's gone, he's raised their value like significantly. Lakers won't miss him, but you know, everywhere he goes, he raises the value of the team. Why does he get a salary cap and not the owner? Did niggas ever ask that question? Players have a limited, small window they can play basketball. Why do they get a cap on what they can earn when they're only going to be able to earn from a 3, 4, 5 year, 20-year period? Why do they have a cap? The owners don't. Owners can earn and pass them that team down to their children. Jeannie Buss didn't buy the Lakers. Jeannie Buss was somewhere busting it open for Playboy magazine when her daddy bought them fucking Lakers. And no disrespect to Jeannie Buss. She's been nothing but nice to me when I've been around her. Hell, Jeannie Buss gave me some goddamn. I got some courtside Kevin Durant. I was at Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden first ever playoff game, sitting courtside, second row, Lakers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder with Jeannie Buss in her seats. Jeannie Buss has like box seats on the side of the court, second row. I got to sit in those seats for the Lakers 2010 playoff run. The last year, Carlos Boozer and Darren Williams were together, and now it's year the Lakers beat the Celtics in the finals. All because of Jeannie Buss. So salute to Jeannie Buss. No disrespect to Jeannie Buss. No disrespect. Very kind lady. And she's a lot prettier in person than she is on TV. On TV, she looks regular. In person, she's actually a fairly attractive white lady. Maybe not now, she's older, but 10, 15 years ago, yeah. Hella attractive for a white lady. But I digress. Jerry Buss, all I'm saying is she didn't buy the team. Her father did. But she doesn't have the Lakers signed. Lakers, when Kobe, 2012, when Kobe renewed his contract, the Lakers signed a 20-year TV deal that pays them like a $3 billion deal. Pays them like, the Lakers get like $150 million check from their TV deal before the season starts every season. The Lakers walk into the season with $150 million from their TV deal with Time Warner. And then the Lakers walk into the door with another $130 million from the NBA because of the NBA's TV deal with Disney. The NBA TV deal with Disney, every team gets like over $100 million coming into the season. So the Lakers walk into the season with over $250 million in TV deal money, right? And then the Lakers get ad revenue. When you see those ads on the side of the backboard on the court, at least when David Stern was the owner, David Stern didn't allow all them stupid ass ads to be everywhere. The Lakers keep hush hush how much they charge for those ads on their jerseys. But estimates, I heard a couple years ago when Wish was sponsoring them was somewhere around like $20 million a season for those to put their name on the jerseys. I'm sure it's gone up since then. Then you got the ads on the backboard, ads on the court. That's on top of the $250 million in TV deals the Lakers get. We haven't sold a ticket. We haven't sold an ounce of beer. We haven't collected our portion of road sales because, yes, you do get a portion of tickets sold on the road. You haven't talked about other sponsorships, the car dealership sponsors, the stadium sponsors, the Budweiser ads in the stadium, the Pepsi ads, the Cigna Healthcare and Blue Cross ads. We ain't talking about none of that money. There is no cap. And the amount of money the team charges is dependent upon the what the team attracts. And you have LeBron James on your team. So you attract a lot of eyeballs to your team. It don't matter that he's a fraud, because LeBron James will quit on the court right in front of your face. And the media be like, well, it's Russell Westbrook's fault. Like, hold on. This nigga stopped playing defense in the second quarter. And you gonna blame Russell Westbrook? That should have happened right in front of your face. And this fanboys would be like, yeah, it's Westbrook's fault. You mean it's Westbrook's fault when that nigga was just letting this man get layups all fourth quarter? That was Westbrook? Okay, whatever. Anyway, that's how the shit works. That's how the shit works. He makes these organizations so much money. But LeBron James has a salary cap, and the owners don't. Steve Ballmer, owner of the Clippers, when the pandemic hit back in 2020, They said he made over $20 billion between April and like September 2020. Meaning Steve Ballmer in like a 5 month stretch made more than all of the NBA players combined times five. Nigga, I think the NBA gross salary, I think it's like $3 billion or something like that. Y'all gonna look me up. What's somebody in the chat room? I ain't even looked at the chat room like in 10 minutes. Damn, my bad, y'all. I ain't looked at y'all like in 10 minutes. Because somebody in the chat room Google um, how much gross NBA salary is. Like, what's the total salary for the NBA this year? Everything being paid out. What's that number? Whatever that number is, Steve Ballmer made more than that in 5 months. In 5 months. Dan Gilbert owns fucking Quicken Loans. I remember when the lockout happened. Dan Gilbert, I remember back in like 2010, they were saying like 2012. When was that when the lockout happened? Dan Gilbert was bringing in like over like $100 billion every 2 weeks. So that's who we're dealing with. The owners don't have a salary cap, but the players do. How do you get these players to accept that? You teach them early, you train them early. Black is bad. Do propaganda, do Disney. It's funny, the same Disney that controls the perception of NBA athletes is the same Disney that controls the perception of the minds of the people when it comes to imagery to children. You show them, you teach these motherfuckers that they ain't shit. You teach them that they ain't shit. And then we deal with 5-star athletes like LeBron James. They're me and my boy Frank. Y'all heard me talk to franchise before on here on my porch. That's my boy. His son plays at Eastern Carolina University. He's starting now. He a freshman. He just got pushed up the starter. He's balling too. He be on ESPN Plus. Caleb LeCount. That's my boy's son. But Caleb LeCount wasn't a 5-star recruit because he's only 5'7". They didn't want to make him a 5-star. He had 5-star skill. Well, him only being 5'7", he wasn't a 5-star recruit. But 5-star recruits started getting recruited 11, 12 years old. Sometimes younger than that. And they're pulled up to the side. People are taken to these private schools and they're treated special, like they're better than the rest of the Negroes. And most of your NBA players are players who've been living and going to school in white environments and getting brainwashed directly by the white supremacists in these basketball schools, Oak Hill Academy, Catholic schools. They're segregated, pushed to the side at a young age, given a lot of resources, given free shoes, flying on the AAU team. AAU team got a game in Phoenix this weekend, game in Vegas next weekend, tournament in Dallas the following weekend, tournament in Orlando. That's the schedule of these AAU squads. They be leaving school, having to leave school to go play in a tournament somewhere across the country. These niggas really do be flying around like they pros. They be getting money from these white people. White folks be handing them bread every time they're around white people. They eat at these 5-star restaurants. They get handed money, get slid $10,000 here. Hey, your mama need a house, your daddy need a car, your uncle need a job, here you go. So they getting taught all through our high school that white people are the ones with resources. And it's peaceful over there. They don't deal with gunshots. When they go back home, they're hearing gunshots. They got that crackhead cousin that they don't really fuck with. So word association, their association black with bad through their personal experiences now. Because when they go around white people, they're going around really clean school environments. They're having these foo-foo she events, and you're 15, 16. So you're associating white at a very young age with anything good, no violence, resources. Everything that has some kind of decency and order is what white people putting it on. Your mama ain't shit, you don't know who your daddy is, and you probably go to a church that be starting late, and they unorganized. Everything's disorganized except the choir. Choir is good. Everything at your church ain't shit. And that's your environment. So you associate at a young age black with unorganized, bad, less than, not good enough. When I was at that black school in elementary, teachers sucked, books were old. I'm in this white school now in 11th grade, brand new books. Teacher smiles at me. We have a science class where we actually get to dissect frogs. And then you make it to the NBA. And everything good, every big check that you got, everything positive that's happened to you has come from a white person. And the majority. Now, don't when that accountant is stealing your money, you don't see that as negative. It's just, hey, I didn't know any better. That's not all white people. That's just that accountant that took all of my money. It's not all white people. Then it's that accountant. I look at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He trying to. He came up before this time. I'm speaking as the current era of AAU basketball. How it's done. Kareem actually was raised with the black people, and he was one time so-called black militant. But now he the main one telling black people we need to put our pants up. And it was his white accountant that is the reason. Now I'm glad Kareem, because Kareem was supposed to retire in 1985. He played them 4 more seasons to make some money because his accountant took all of his bread. I'm glad he did because my Lakers got 2 more championships out of it, 1987 and 1988. So I'm glad Kareem did play them 2 more years. We wouldn't have won them rings without him. But he had to pay them extra years to get his money because the white accountant took his money. So he's not talking about white people today. He's talking about black people need to put our pants up. It's a sickness. It's a poison. And we've all been poisoned to it to varying degrees. Some of us used to be more poisoned, but we've inoculated the poison because the inoculation of all this poison is knowledge of self, knowledge of group, knowledge of community. When you learn about yourself, when you learn about your group, learn about your community, that is the remedy for the poison that's been put in our mind. And as you learn, the degree of separation between you and the bullshit gets further and further and further away. But it happens in degrees. Everything happens in varying degrees. Everything is a continuum. Got to make sense. It got to equal 360. If it don't equal 360, it ain't real. It ain't right. Got to equal 360. That 360 may be a trapezoid, might be a triangle, might be a pyramid, might be a square, might be a cube. End of the day, all sides it all must come to equal 360. And when you see things in degrees, that's why when you go to your phone and you see the degree palette, it's either a line or it's a circle. Usually it's a circle. Why is it a circle? Because the difference between red and purple is dependent upon the degree point that is from zero. Zero hue is the black, right? Pull out your phones. What's zero? Black. That's the darkness of black. And the black gets lighter and lighter by degrees. And then you transition from yellow to green, depending on the degree you how far of a degree you are away from zero, which is black. So again, why is black bad? If black is a 0 point for all color, why is black bad? Who told you black is bad? Why do you allow people to do this to you, to your mind? Because you're unaware. But once you're aware, now you got a choice to make. Do you allow them to keep doing this to your mind, or do you make a different decision? You define, we define, I define, you define. You have the power of fiat, the power to name it. You have the power to call those things that be not as though they were. You have the power to name your universe and name your world. We all have that power. But most people give that power away, especially as black people. Why do we give that power away? Because of what we believe about ourselves. I don't, even though I'm criticizing LeBron James and I'm using him as an example, I don't see myself as separate from LeBron James. LeBron James is still the same. He is me. I am him. LeBron James is you. He's me. He's we. Family. See things. And we on varying degrees of our knowledge, of our journey in this whole life thing. So when he says we, we family. We are family. But the degree of knowledge he has in this circle is a little more infantile than those of us who studied to show ourselves approved, and we moved ourselves further along in this thing of life, what we call degrees of knowledge, degrees of information. And a degree ain't shit that a college can give you. Fuck college. I got 2 college degrees, but that don't mean shit. The real degrees are degrees in life, lessons that you learn from this motherfucker. So, somebody asks, what's your favorite player in the NBA doing for black people? Why would you ask me what an NBA player is doing? I don't look for NBA players to do for black people. When I watch the NBA, I look for my NBA players to hit their free throws. I look for them to hit the open man on the cut, make their open jump shots, and play good defense. That's what I look for my favorite NBA players to do. I need my favorite NBA players to play defense without fouling. I look for my favorite NBA players. I look for them to, in the off season, work on their shot, get better. I look for my favorite NBA players to make the play that's best for the team and not their stat book. That's what I look for in an NBA player. I don't look for an NBA player to be an activist. If you want to, if we need an activist, look in the mirror. That's your activist. That's the mindset I would like black people to adopt. I would like black people to look for any activist that they want to find that person in the mirror. Meanwhile, if I'm gonna watch boxing, I'm gonna need my favorite boxer to stick the jab. That's what I'm gonna need them to do. I'm gonna need my favorite football player. I don't watch football no more, but if I did when I did watch football, I needed my favorite receiver was Randy Moss. I needed that nigga to catch the ball and outrun that nigga that's defending him. Run like God, Randy Moss. Run, Randy, run. I need my running backs to shoot to find the gap in. I need my linebacker. My favorite linebacker is Junior Seau, rest in peace. I'm gonna need Junior Seau to shoot the gap, fill it. It's time we stop asking athletes to do any goddamn thing. NBA player's job is to play basketball. And if they're going to step into the activism lane, do like Muhammad Ali and step all the way. That's the standard. Muhammad Ali is the standard. If you ain't gonna do like Muhammad Ali and step all the way, then just shut up and dribble. And I said it. If you ain't gonna be Ali and say the things that'll make your publicist fire you, if you don't say the things that will make white people uncomfortable, then just play basketball. I'll be my own activist. Everybody has a lane. Your lane is to fill the lane on a fast break. That's what I'm gonna need my favorite basketball player to do. If you run the 3-2 break, I need you to run wide and fill that lane. Because if you run too close, I need to make sure you put the ball in the middle. Because if you run a fast break and you pass that ball to the wing at half court, you can't run a fast break from the wing. We need to run a fast break from the middle. If we run that 3-2 break, I'm gonna need you to get the ball to the middle and then fill the lane. And if you're the shooter, I'm gonna need you to flare out for that corner three. If you're the cutter, I need you to cut to the basket. And if you're the passer, I need you to make the right decision. Who's open? The person cutting to the basket or the one flaring out for the corner three? That's what I need you to do as your athlete. If you ain't gonna step all the way like Muhammad Ali, go collect your money and just shut the fuck up. That's all I need. All right? We ain't our worst enemy. We're not. White supremacy is. But in some ways, it's a paradox. But in some ways, we are our worst enemy. Because change does start within. And the chains that we in are in our mind. So if our biggest chains are in our mind, that means we need to take what LeBron James said and use it as time to reflect. How far are you along in releasing that mental slavery? Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop us the time. I have no fucking fear, nigga. You did? You did. How to learn so many viewpoints? Listening to people. I love listening to people talk. A little bit of reading, a lot of listening. And I'm a Gemini. Geminis are natural to understanding multiple viewpoints. You selfish ass Virgos, though, not so much. Geminis, we can see things from multiple angles. But damn, I've been here for over 2 hours. I'm about to get the fuck up out of here. And remember, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages. Whatever change you want to be. And if you are your worst enemy, change it. You dig? I'm out.